All right, y'all, I'm not going to lie. It is week 14 now of this crazy goal to retire my parents by the end of 2026, which puts us at January 23rd at the time of this recording. And being down here in Texas, we are preparing for some weather that's supposed to be rolling in. And it's got everything just up and crazy this week, or at least towards the end of this week. So my internet's not working at home. I'm sitting in my car recording for us today. A little bit different scenery, but it reminds me of something that I thought was really important. It's really what I wanted to kind of share in today's episode. And really that is to do it anyway. Oftentimes when we go after crazy goals like this, we're building things within our business, we're working on things within the community. There are days that we feel motivated. There's days that we feel really, really good and optimistic and everything is great. And I will tell you transparently, for the last 22 days, I've had an incredible sense of optimism and feeling really good, and really nothing could get in the way of that. And I've chosen to make the choice to act and operate in that way. Today's testing all of that. And I've had some things that haven't gone my way. I've had some things that have just kind of, they've been more annoyances, like not necessarily bad things, just annoyances, frustrations. Was really hoping to get some things done that I was going to get done, and just hasn't gone that way. And those things kind of stack up, especially being kind of on a high for the week, things going really, really well, or felt like they were going well, or at least flowing well. That's probably the best way to describe it. Today, all that kind of just hit the skids. And I really thought about, do I even want to record this video today? And I didn't want to. But I made a commitment. I made a commitment that every single week I would sit down, and it didn't matter if it was 5 minutes or 20 minutes, but I would sit down and I'd record, and I'd let you know, what are the things that I'm experiencing? What are the things that we're going through? How are we achieving this crazy goal? And so I said, I'm going to do it anyway. It doesn't matter how I feel. I've made a commitment. I'm going to do this. And it's important to document the process. So for future me, when I watch this later on, some of the days didn't feel that great. And that's okay. So when I reflect back, I think the lessons to share with y'all, and I do intend to kind of keep this video a little bit shorter today. The lessons to share with y'all are, one, a willingness to have kind of some more difficult conversations. Specifically being in a family business, sometimes there's business-related conversations that need to happen that aren't always the easiest to have, and knowing how to navigate those. And I think I might have talked about this in maybe a previous video or some additional things that I've recorded out there, but having tough, difficult conversations, accountability level conversations, like what's actually necessary to move us to the next level. When identity and things like that are wrapped up within the business, those conversations can get really hard. But going back to what I was saying earlier, got to do it anyway. It's an important component of how to move the business into the next level. Learning to have those conversations with friends, with family, with team members, with anyone that's going to be on this journey alongside you. Be willing to just have the accountability, transparent, authentic, and oftentimes difficult conversations to talk about what's necessary. What do we need to be doing? When those conversations are handled correctly, they usually resolve to a positive outcome, and that tends to be what I've encountered even this week. So that is one area that we kind of went through in the last week or so. Really the rest of the week for me, the last 2 days I spent mostly out of the business, or out of the office, spending a lot more time in the community. And if you're building a business, if you're following me along this journey, I think it's important to find the way that you and or some of your team can connect and really integrate within your community. I have really been looking at the Round Rock community here, kind of where we're located, and I spent really the better part of the last 5 years now starting to kind of integrate deeper into the community. How can I continue to bring value? It's provided me some opportunities that have been pretty cool, from leading some leadership programs to being a part of the chamber board and some things like that. But I think the key takeaway for me has been, what skill set have I developed that can provide value to a community that continues to support us? And I think that's really critical if you're growing anything that's going to be sustainable, to find ways to integrate. So that was a big piece of what I worked on this week, which meant not necessarily a lot of things moving forward with the business directly, but there was a lot kind of moving forward with community involvement and ways to grow as a person. Because if I haven't said this before, I'll say it now. Your business is only ever going to grow to the level of you. If you don't grow, if you don't move into the next level of who you need to become, the business is always going to be capped by your capacity, your ability, your knowledge and skill set and willingness to kind of grow to that next level. There's a lot of different ways to find that path to growth. And in my particular case, a lot of it does come through some of this community involvement and connecting with people that have been around for a long time and are doing things different than just me looking at things within the business. So that's been a big piece of it. And today's been catch up and going through a lot of things that didn't get done throughout the week and kind of resetting the course for the next couple of weeks, dealing with little annoyances that pop up. And I just want y'all to know that, like, that's okay. It's natural. Reminding myself of that more than anything else. So when I watch this back at a later date, Tanner, it's okay. Things will not always go the way you think it's going to go, but you know, that's the way life is, and we just roll, and we get to choose how we respond to it. So today I choose to respond by doing it anyway. Sitting down, recording this episode, sharing with you authentically what's going on in my head and my heart at the moment. I'm excited to kind of get back into it in the next week. Hopefully not burn out to a degree over the course of the first few days of the week, so I have a little bit more energy and can share a little bit more of the journey in these videos each week. So thank you to all of you who continue to stick along in this journey, that continue to support me both here locally and beyond. It means honestly the world to me. I appreciate it. So because of that, I will continue to do what I can to ensure that I at least put one video out each week and share some of the insights of what's going on. So thank you. And as always, let's continue to go build some amazing businesses together.